Head over to miniaturemarket.com. They have thousands of board games at discounted prices like Expeditions. Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. Today I'm super excited because I got Expeditions, which is the sequel to Scythe from Stonemaier Games, one of my most anticipated games of the year, if not my most. I also, in tandem with this video, just released a 1-minute overview. If you want to get a good idea of how the game plays in just 1 minute, what you're trying to do, I've linked that below. You can also click the I up there and get to that video. But in this video, I'm going to just go over, this is going to be a 100% factual video, meaning, well, maybe not everything is 100% accurate. I'm trying my best here, but there's not going to be any opinions in this video. This is a sort of content only where I'm giving you information, no opinions. The opinions for this game are still embargoed for quite some time, and so I will be doing a full review of what I think of the game in just a little bit once the embargo releases. But today I am going to go over what is similar to Scythe, what are the similarities, and what are the differences, so at least you get some more information out there for this. So without further ado, here we go. Okay, now if you've seen the Expeditions box and you've been following along at all, you can tell obviously the first thing that's similar is the art, right? The way it looks. You look at the hexes, you look at the box art, you can just tell you're in the world of Scythe. You can tell you're in the, looking at the artwork of Scythe. And so there's obviously a great similarity there in the artwork. Let's get into some of the other things. So you've got starting abilities. In Scythe, you have a randomized thing where you get a character and another board, and you basically, those are sort of randomized, and so every game's a little bit different for you. Here you have some randomized things as well, where you're getting randomized characters on a randomized mech board. Characters have cards that do different things, and along with their companion, and you have a mech board that has a different ability, and that's gonna be randomized. So again, like inside, you're gonna have a different combination of character companion with a mech board, and that's also gonna sort of drive your strategy, much like it did in Scythe. So that's definitely a similarity. In Scythe, most money wins. In Expeditions, most money wins. So the same goal as to what you're trying to do. Glory. So much like Scythe, you have these little glory tokens, the stars that you're putting on different things that are main goals that you're trying to do in the game. They're also the game end trigger. Now a little difference is Scythe has, there's 10 different goals you can go for, and the 6th one that someone does will trigger sort of the end game-ish. Where in Expeditions, there's 7 different things you can go for, and once your 4th one is placed, it ends. So 6 out of 10 for Scythe, 4 out of 7 for Expeditions. So the scoring itself, you have some tiered scoring. For example, in Scythe, the higher you go up, on that one long track, the more money you would get for how far you went up on 3 of those other tracks, for example. And with Expeditions, it's similar. For quests, is sort of a tiered thing where you'll get a certain amount of money depending on how many quests you've gotten done for each of your stars that you've put out on the glory track. So again, that sort of tiered scoring is similar to Scythe for sure. Moving around the hexes. So in Scythe, you're moving around a hex, and here you're moving around hexes. But there is a difference here that Scythe is you're on a board, right? It's sort of a fixed board by default. And here you're on hexes that are individual. And so they're randomized. So the setup is gonna be different. So the abstract nature of where you're going and how you get to things is different because it's a randomized sort of board that will change every game. Action selection is somewhat similar, where in Scythe you select something and the next turn you choose the same thing by default, unless you have the ability to allow you to do that. And here's the same thing. When you select an action, you won't be selecting an action again next turn. So that sort of thing is similar, even though some of it's a little bit different, but those are some similarities there. Now on the differences side of things, first of all, biggest thing you'll notice, there's no sort of confrontation combat here. In Scythe you had power and you had combat, and a lot of it was about the threat of combat, and then actually doing combat, and then secretly playing a certain amount of cards and things like that. And that was one of the ways you can get glory and such. Here, no combat, no power, things like that. Those have been sort of removed, so that is not in here. The movement for abilities. So when you move, like inside, you're moving around, you're going to different areas, you're creating different resources in those areas and things like that. Here, when you move, you're going to those different hexes, but not only are you trying to get sort of resources there, like workers or things like that, but now you're triggering abilities at those. You went from sort of worker placement in Scythe to more an absolutely card-driven game, where you're gaining cards, you're playing those cards, you're gaining resources from those cards, you're gaining abilities, you need to go get workers to activate those abilities. So this really went from sort of a worker placement game to more of a card-driven, card-playing, hand management engine building game. So it's very different in that regard. Also using specific workers for card abilities. So you might need a purple worker to get a card ability on this, and there's different synergies that you're building than you were inside. It feels very different. If you've ever played Bruges from Stefan Fall, it's similar how you need a certain worker on a certain card to trigger an ability, and also the time length. So you've got 60 to 90 minutes for expeditions, this is what it says on the box, versus 115 minutes in size, so it's definitely shorter.
If you like my content, there's now ways to get bonus content like first impression videos well before a review will come out, or for many games I don't even end up reviewing. You can even vote for which games get reviewed on the channel. You can also see me opening up packages and getting content earlier than everyone else. And now you can see what you're missing with a free 7-day trial at patreon.com/GameBoyGeek. So hopefully this has given you an idea of just some more information about the game itself. Again, the 1-minute overview that I just also produced, that you can see kind of what you're doing and a little bit of how you're doing it, just very quickly, high level. And then this to tell you, what is similar and what is different. Hopefully this will whet your appetite until the game comes out and get you even more excited about it. And I will be excited to tell you my thoughts on the game and what I feel in my full review once the embargo lifts. This has been the Game Boy Geek, breaking down barriers, growing relationships through board games by helping you find the next one you'll love. Game Toppers not only transforms your existing table into a high-quality gaming solution, but they now offer full leg kits and dining cover solutions for the full table application. Paired with over 20 styles of thematic game mats in 11 different sizes from notable board game artists like Vincent Dutray, collapsible cup holders, and real cool accessories, experience what thousands of other gamers enjoy by upgrading every game you play with a Game Topper system. Save hundreds of dollars on Game Topper package deals that are in stock now for immediate shipping at GameToppersLLC.com or click the link below.